Hi, Steve here. In this tutorial slash sales video, I want to show you what multi-bets the spreadsheet can do. This was originally created by John Pringle in Brisbane, and he made this spreadsheet after being disgruntled with Dutch betting, in so much as that when he got a good winner, he didn't really get rewarded for it. So multi-bets was created, and that was his answer to tackling when the good price winners come along, he actually makes some money out of it. So what I want to do is, the last big race day we had here was Wednesday the 14th of July, Bastille Day. We will have a look at that day, and now it's generally recognised that race callers are probably the worst tipsters, so I thought I would just use their tips for that day because it's simple and easy to look at, and we'll just see how they went over the 5 meetings at Sandown, Belmont, Canterbury, Doomben and Murray Bridge. We'll have a look at them. Now, I've done a spreadsheet for each of those meetings. Ideally, because the tipsters, might be having an off day, ideally it would be better to maybe run 2 spreadsheets and have the races spaced out. What I mean by have the races spaced out is, if I just bring up the racing, these are the meetings here that we're looking at, and these are all the races that we'll be doing except for the Murray Bridge, the first race, because there's only 2 horses. But what I mean by spacing them out would be, if we just look at Saturday's meetings coming up, would be to try and find times when the races are probably 15 minutes apart. Say if we looked at Flemington and Randwick, we would see if they were spaced out enough, and they don't seem to be clashing too much. Then you would be running those 2 meetings together. So if one tipster wasn't having a great day, then the other one might pick it up. As I said, I don't advocate using the tipsters. It's just that it's very transparent for what we're going to do today and showing you how the spreadsheet works. So basically, this is the selection criteria we're going to look at. We're going to be doing 2 horses every race, and we're only going to take the first 2 tips of the race caller. Okay, in this case, it's Darren McCauley, the West Australian race caller. So that is all we're going to look at. Okay, so if we just move that down. So the first meeting I'd like to show you here is the Belmont meeting, which is my local track. And I've already filled it in here, so you can see 2 runners each race. And we had 5 winners. Okay, we had 5 winners, and we actually made a small loss. Let's have a look at the winners. This is Betfair SP prices: 262, 430, 368, 278. Now, keep in mind we were doing 2 horses a race, so that's 18 bets we had, and we can see up here in the summary we bet $102. We got $89.98 back, and we lost $12 on this meeting, so we lost 11.78% of turnover. If we have a look at our graph, we can see it going down race by race and then coming up when we got those last 3 winners at the end. But we still made a loss. We still lost 4% of our bank for the day at Belmont. If we go to the next day, next track, we're looking here at Canterbury, and we had 5 winners at Canterbury, and we made a profit of $42. So you can see there in our graph, we started losing a few, and then we picked up near the end, and we had a couple of good winners there at 9.22 and 9.2. So that kicked that bank up, and we made 14%. We increased our bank by 14% on those 8 races. Just quickly, I'll go through them. This next one is Doomben, and Doomben we actually had a very good day. In fact, we made profit of $230 over the 8 races, backing 2 horses a race, and we got lucky in race 7. We got a $32 winner. That really kicked the bank along tremendously. But these winners do appear. Obviously, the race callers get some information. This was their second pick. I'll just bring that up. Where have I got that? Here. This was the race concerned. Race 7 at Doomben. Horses 2 and 11 were as selections, and number 11, De Jours L'Amour, I think that's how you say it, paid $18.90 on the TAB, but if we look down here below on Betfair, paid $32. So it just shows, especially on those longer price horses, it really pays to be betting on Betfair. It's a huge difference, nearly double the price. Okay, keep moving along here, and we've got in this meeting here, Murray Bridge was a loss. You can see there going downhill. We only had 2 winners out of the eight races, so we lost $33 on there. And what was the last one? Is Sandown. Sandown, we just squeaked a $1.39 profit. Not much in it. But if we have a look at the results on those before I show you how this works. Here is the meetings, the races. So we had 19 winners out of the 40 races. There's the TAB profit. If we were just betting with West Australian TAB, we would have made $85 profit. But because we used Betfair, we made $230 profit. Okay, then you can see that's the races. Canterbury was the winning one, Doomben was the winning one, Sandown just squeaked a small profit in there. As I said, I don't advocate using the 2 best tips to horses, but it's a way of being transparent and just showing you what it can do. This was on a Wednesday, so $230 profit on a Wednesday using easy bet bots, and each one was using a $300 bank, but we didn't go anywhere near getting into any trouble with that. So let's have a look at EasyBet Bot. Let's have a look at multi-bet spreadsheet. Now, basically what it does is it divides the bank into 3. We can see Bank A, Bank B, Bank C, 100, 100, 100, giving us a total bank of 300. Okay, I'll just clear this. I'll clear bank with this one here. This will give you an idea. This is Sandown with the TAB. You can see there we actually lost $10.20, but then when we used it in Betfair, we made that $1.39 profit, even with the commission and everything taken into consideration. Okay, so if we clear tab 1, I'll just say, so we're going to start a new betting phase, and we're going to start with 300. We'll just change the bank so I can show you how to change the bank. So we're going to have 150 bank. Okay, when we push the clear button, this column here clears, and this is a very important column because it tells us when the B and C bank comes in. So if I put 2 in there and 4 in there, okay, that tells us that after the second losing bet, the B bank's going to come in. After the 4th losing bet, the C bank is going to come in. We're using 1.5% of our bank in a bet. Now I'll just put our first bet, and if I put 2 in here, it's 1.5 for each bet. So we've got, for each runner. So we've got 2 runners here now. So we can see here that the race bet is going to be 2 units, and it's going to be 1 unit on each of our horses or dogs that are running. Okay, say for example we don't get a winner, we go to bet 2 runners again. You can see that we've still got the same amount, 2 for the race and 1 on each unit. Say that that one doesn't win either. We go to bet 3. Now we know in bet 3 the second bank is going to come in, so let's have a look. So we can see here now our bet per race has jumped to $6 for the race, and we're betting $3 on each of our horses because we've got 2. If I put 3 horses in there, you can see there the bet per horse hasn't changed, but the race bet has jumped up to 9. And consequently, if we're going to do 4, if it's an open race, then you can see there the bet's gone up to 12, and the total bet unit per horse has still stayed the same at 3. Let's say, for example, we leave it at 3 and we get a 450 winner. So now we've got a bit of a profit, not much, only 50 cents profit. Do we want to, every time we have a win, we have a choice to make. Do we want to continue with the banks that are in play, or do we want to equalise all the banks? You can see here Bank A has got $46 in it, Bank B's 50, Bank C's 50 after this winning bet here. If we want to, we can equalise the banks by putting a 1 in this column, and you'll see now the banks are 50, 50 and 50 again. And if we go here in the bet number, if we put 1 again, it will go back to the sequence of only betting the A bank first. So we go back to the beginning of the sequence here before the other banks come in again. So that's an important part to play. Are you happy with the win? If you are, equalise the banks and start a new series. Okay, you can have a win and not start a new series if you're not happy with the result. If you're still showing a loss and you don't want to equalise the banks and start again, you can just continue. In that case, we would say 4, and if we put in another 2 horses, you can see here our bank hasn't reduced down to $2 per race. It's at $6 per race and $3 a unit. So you can see we haven't dropped back to the start again. So that's the important thing with multi-bets, is when you have a winner and you're happy, equalise your banks and start again. Okay. Now you can use this for place betting or win betting. You can change obviously the percentage of bank. If you're doing place betting, you can just do 1 horse if you want to and still just run the staking system, but you may want to increase the percentage of the bank to say 5% or something like that. The help file takes you to the help, so you can get help and watch the videos on how to use the spreadsheet. The commission box here is obviously for if you're using Betfair. You just can type in the commission if you want to. And the dates, obviously the dates, so you've got a record of when it's going. Now down the bottom, if I scroll down the bottom, okay, now down the bottom we have got tab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now they bet in whole units, so if you're doing TAB or that, they bet in one. That's why these are like $3, $6. They're whole units. If you're using pounds, obviously they're whole pounds. But we have a small stake. Say for example here, you want to bet on Betfair, but you only want to bet small stakes. Then you can see here we've got odd amounts here. We can bet 1.36. So it's ideal if you're betting on the exchange and you can bet odd amounts and you only want to bet small. You've got those ones, or if you just want to bet $half, these will round to 50 cents. So you've got that option as well. Okay, so you've got a few tabs down the bottom, and you can obviously save multiple copies of that. The intro tells you about the columns, how they all work, so that's never far away. Clear button obviously clears everything. Open and hide. Hide, you can hide what's going on behind the scenes if you don't want to see everything. This is telling you this is your worksheet. Anything in yellow you can enter, anything in white you can enter, but anything in orange or green there you can't enter. Okay, so that is multi-bets. You've got the graph up the top. You've got this will take you to the sales pages, but it's a very good tool. When you there's a whole lot of videos in the help file with John explaining how it works and different scenarios on how you can use multi-bets. But it is a spreadsheet, so you need Excel 2010 or better to use this one. A very handy tool used for multiple bets or single bets, whatever you want. Just one other thing before I go, I just want to show you an example. Race 7 here, where we had that $32 winner here. If we were Dutching, we wouldn't have got the benefit. See, betting only 2 horses, our bet was $9. So we had $9 on this one and $9 on the other horse. The other horse may have been paying $3.20. In Dutching, it would have been balanced out so that if this horse at 32 had won, we still would have only won the same amount of money as if the $3.21 had won. So we wouldn't have got that big kick along. So that's why John was so motivated to find something that he could replace his Dutch betting with and that's how he created multi-bets. Okay, this is Steve signing off, wishing you all the best. I've used multi-bets now for probably about 10 years. It works well with so many different things, and it gives you structure to your betting as well. So thanks again, and I hope you see enough merit in joining us and grabbing your copy of multi-bets. Thank you.